calculated by TNC. We missed 600, by the way. That's 14,600,000. But can TNC find the one in this game number 2 up against Fnatic Onyx? Do remember, folks, Fnatic Onyx, they're up by 1.
They're up by 1. That is not an easy task. At the same time, you know what? Like we mentioned earlier, it's either a 1 or a 0, guys. So if TNC has a plan, they have a leeway.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to be an uphill battle. As Hatred,
it's the
facing
same
off,
thing.
exactly the same scenario.
It's the exact same image. Flicker being used by Hatred, but instead of being aggressive, it's a defensive Flicker this time around.
Yep, defensive Flicker this time for Hatred. Again, Brusco, we've seen shades of him on this hero before. He does not fail, and mastery is definitely not a question for this Grok.
Yep, especially with the wall on level 1. Make sure that Super Prince gets the advantage in the laning stage. Now, looking at the gold lane, again, this is where most of the questions are going to be addressed by both squads.
Yep.
Whoever wins that lane is going to come out on top of this first turtle fight. And you see King Kong already rotating towards the top lane to help out Kelra. And who's in? He's actually doing a pretty good job and just sustaining this lane against the Harriet. But definitely the pokes are still there from the Syncopician.
Alright, so we mentioned it is definitely a Harriet advantage in terms of gold lane. And we are seeing that, you know what, Kozen says, it feels like I'm ready. Coach, I'm ready for this.
Okay. HP's getting reduced here on top lane, both in Kuzen and Kelra. But the Flicker has already been committed by Kuzen earlier. So definitely, again, a very big win for the Harriet. Turtle is now up. And TNC, they are poised to contest against King Kong.
Time to go for Turtle. Super Prince has the lanterns at the ready. Terizla also just waiting for the opportunity. Penalty zone is active.
I think both teams are just waiting for the level 4s on both roams. But again, as we see top lane, Kuzen did get level 4 much earlier. Ooh, actually, Kelra, I think Kelra missed a lot of minion waves.
He did. There you go.
Ooh.
There's the amount of damage that you can really expect coming in from this hero now in the Phobius.
Okay, Kuzen has changed my mind. It is a Phobius-sided lane. But, you know, we need more sample sizes from that matchup. The top lane, definitely King Kong with the rotation. Already committing the ultimate here by Kuzen, but that is not going to be able to help him out as they take first one here inside of Fnatic Onyx. But Turtle, it's taken by Kazan.
All right, great setup for Fnatic Onyx, but the retribution is definitely better in terms of TNC. And now, Fnatic Onyx, they missed out, but they know they won a little bit there. They sent their main jungler here.
Oh, Hatred. Flicker out once again. The shadow kill has been committed by King Kong. Don't worry, folks. It's just Hellkurt with a cameo.
Yeah, bit of a cameo here for Hellkurt.
Yeah, you're still seeing the same thing. It's still MLBB. It's just Hellkurt.
Right, for now. Obviously, they sent King Kong up on top. They have some that gold, but look at that. Heads. Gonna be facing off 2v1 again. TNC trying to go for 2v1. Goes for the trade, and it's only a 1-for-1 here. The willingness of TNC and the very weak Kurt. He might fall victim here to KZ, and there it goes. And I think Kurt, he accepted, this is my fate. I will go down. It goes to the Roger.
TNC putting 2 on the board here, putting them up in the lead for the early game. Kazan, again, getting that kill is very, very crucial, considering the fact that King Kong died. So the jungler trade definitely is in favor of TNC.
Trades, and again, Kozen still getting gold, and also fighting off 1v1. Kelra, this time around, Super Friends close by, Lantern being spotted here. Kozen fights it off with Infernal Pursuit, diving in non-stop against Kelra here. And no joke, the combo of Super Friends is unbelievable.
That was not his jump, by the way, that was his juice in. But Kazan is going to be able to finish the job here and take out the Harriet. And Brusco, looking for a way to re-engage here, but the damage output is high enough for TNC to re-engage on the Grok. Kazan! With the lock and pounds, but the Watcher was there for him to get out. But TNC, you're feeling now the aggression. They won the early game. Now Kazan is finally able to move out of his jungle.
Yeah, that's actually, he's getting a lot more gold than I thought he would. I thought he would struggle in the early game here, but Kazan has been shining.
Yeah. He's not AFK jungling anymore.
That's right.
He's not just taking resources, he's taking your HPs away.
And that's impressive. At the same time, Fnatic Onyx do have a lot of tools. Wild Charge ready for Brusco. Also have ready for Kurt. Everyone is roaring. They are gearing up for the big 5v5 they know was coming here on this hurdle.
Oh,
now chasing it out, Brusco getting damage to Heck here. Getting the bits by TNC, taking out the roll. And they are also have some of these ultimates ready for the turtle fight. Will it happen though? Goes for the jump, Kozen again. He is heading the fights, but King Kong still got on the retreat. Fight happening around the Zaman Force. Kelra being pushed back. Jumping in and out. Kozen is unstoppable here.
Oh
he is jumping and diving on everyone.
Oh,
but there you go. King Kong with a star play on the Hayabusa. Gets the double at the end.
All right, 2-for-2 trade, but Fnatic Onyx took away the turtle away from Kaizen. But now the Roger is looking for the ninja. The Hayabusa can bounce out. Actually, that's just the transform. And King Kong is able to get out. Kaizen didn't have the damage to take out the Hayabusa. Kozen pretty low in the HP department. Oh, nice block. Let's go. There's a wall charge, but King Kong just opts to go for the orange steal to play the resource game. But now Fnatic Onyx, they are getting re-engaged upon by TNC with Escalera on this Matilda.
I love this block. I love what Kelra did here earlier as well, trying to go for the back attack with the Zaman Force. But look at this. It's Kaizen getting taken out once more. A huge pickup here for Fnatic.
Ooh, the maneuvers from the Super family. The transition from the orange buff to the middle lane. Kaizen did not expect 4 members there in the mid. And Fnatic Onyx, again, reclaims the early game lead.
Great tug of war here right now. Fnatic Onyx still up by 1.7k. Still definitely something that you have to respect here if you're TNC, despite what Kozen might look like. He has a lead against Kelra.
Yeah.
We're seeing still that you still have to respect the amount of damage that Brusco can give in the fight.
Yep, and also the crowd control with the wall charge, and just the fact that he is able to block your exits. Even if you have the Matilda, if you don't have the dashes, you're gonna be stopped under the Guardian's barrier. But now TNC, again, as we've said earlier, they're lost their lead. You think that with the early game lead that they have, they are gonna be just gonna be able to snowball, but with just the Roger alone, I don't think it's enough.
It really is. I feel like later on, we have to... I think Kozen has to do more damage later, right? Because Roger, you're right, definitely will not be enough in these team fights. After that Lycan pounce, the normal attacks are not going to cut it, especially for really tanky members of FNOP here.
So maybe the idea here for TNC is just be able to brawl it out, get some lifesteal, drag out the fight. Especially with these War Axe pickups coming out from TNC. But as of right now, Fnatic Onyx again are on top of the objectives. Turtle once again goes to their side. Brusco, by the way, heads with a flicker.
Oh, you rate flicker here, and again, there's already using penalty zone here. Pride Device, passive still there. Kirk uses the flicker to get out. That is huge. And now there's a lot of threats being removed by TNC from the map. That's a flicker out of Kirk. That means they don't have to be worried too much about that penalty zone.
Yep, and also a flicker from Super Prince. Now TNC finally starts moving as 5. This is the army. This is the Phoenix. Now moving to the top lane. Screw bottom lane. Fnatic Onyx been playing 5 all this time. Just play 2 lanes, says TNC. But right now, Fnatic Onyx is also defending as 4 members. Meanwhile, King Kong just finished up the orange buff on the bottom side. But TNC, they can't even touch the top lane turret.
They can't touch it. And despite everything that TNC is doing right,
okay.
Fnatic Onyx are still ahead by 3.5k. That is, you can't ignore that.
Yeah.
They're still getting ahead on the macro.
Kaizen, he was like, all right, don't touch. Let's take purple. That's a good trade. That's an anti-Hayabusa strat.
Anti-Haya. Well, you know what it is?
Anti-assassin.
An anti-energy in general.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now TNC goes back for the top lane. Kelra.
Try to go for it. Maybe 3 times the charm here. But definitely King Kong doing some work on the mid. And again, no way that they can touch this top lane turret. They're going to try to see if they can fight up here around the Y bush here.
Oh, the juice.
Look at Kozen just doing good amounts of damage in pursuit of multiple members of FNOP.
But he also has to be careful of the Juicin. We've seen him controlled so many times now. TNC fly away with Escalera, but they take out Kozen.
Very messy team fight, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be Kaizen who's going to get taken out. But finally, they are going to be able to get out, take out that turret on top side, which has been their mission for 5 minutes now.
Damn this tower, says Fnatic Onyx. They do lose it, but they take 2 kills, 2 towers, 1 in the mid and 1 in the bottom lane. Again, Fnatic Onyx is just winning across the board in terms of team fights and objectives. Add the salt to the injury, they take Lord.
Midnight. TNC sacrificed so much for that tower. They sacrificed 2 on bot, 1 on mid, and the Lord as well.
That is insulting. King Kong takes away the orange as well from Kaizen.
It's too much.
It's too much.
It's too much. Too much macro. Too much gold being given over the Fnatic Onyx here.
It's too much for the army to deal with. They're dealing with supers here. It's not a fair fight.
It's not a fair fight.
Now, Lord is marching on the bottom lane with Fnatic Onyx. Again, very reminiscent of their last season, regular season performance. 10 minutes in, 7K gold lead, always on top, always controlling the objectives, and playing as 5. This is a unit from Fnatic Onyx. The TNC needs to stop. If they don't, again, you know, Fnatic Onyx, they love time.
They do.
They love farm.
It's in their name. It's in their call. It's in their battle cry.
It's Onyx time.
It's Onyx time, man. So this is such a difficult fight to take here. For TNC uses a flicker as well for heads. Great engage tool they removed already. Earthshatter barely doing anything here. Brusco just tagging everything at this point.
Oh, heads.
Heads as well, out of position, able to dash to safety. But now all of the minions are streaming in. Going in hot here on these 2 towers. And the minions doing all the job they need.
Yeah, that's as good as that. Fnatic Onyx, they got what they came for. 2 towers, essentially. Just need to hit, smack the top lane tower a bit more. But King Kong, again, just having the time of his life with the Blade of Despair. They're dealing so much physical damage. Backed up by an amazing crowd control coming out from the Jusin. And of course, the wild card threat from Brusco TNC. Even though they defended, there's a lot more where it came from for Fnatic Onyx.
You know what I gotta ask this Midnight? When is the win condition for TNC gonna kick in? Or what is it in the first place?
Oh, so I'm gonna be honest. They have to catch Fnatic Onyx, make a mistake. They have to, because at this point, you lose the damage battle, you lose the crowd control battle, even if you engage first with heads. Or let's say Kaizen goes first and Escalero just saves the people inside of TNC. You have a Harris with the Zaman Force, who can just fight, you know, drag it out, wait for the second Zaman Force, and you also have a Hayabusa that they can catch. Okay. So they have to look for a mistake here on the side of Fnatic Onyx. Maybe look for the Hayabusa when he's split pushing, but again, for the past 5 minutes, they've been playing as 5.
We saw pretty good 1v1s from TNC with this lineup, but you're right, the 5v5s do leave a lot to be desired. And it's definitely becoming a big problem here. As you see, TNC just trying to plug all the holes in the sinking boat.
I don't know, man. This is hard for TNC. This is crushing for TNC. Now they look for a play here against Brusco, but that's a Grok. He does not care if you engage on him. Guardian's barrier against heads.
Oh,
he can't get out. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
All right,
guiding win.
As Leo says, oh, the shadow.
Oh no, there you go.
Wild charge.
Everyone just getting knocked up with a wild charge. Super Friends doing so much damage as well with Kelra on the back line. It's becoming unbelievable, but for some reason, some members of TNC are actually still alive. Yeah. 4 members remaining for the defense.
The flickers from Escalera, Kaizen have been burned, but the save was there with the guiding wind. But again, for Fnatic Onyx, there's a lot more of that where it came from. Lord is marching on the top side. They're gonna take mid lane tower, and they're smelling it. They're smelling the sweep. The number 2 score against CNC 0.
This is gonna be very difficult. What's Escalera gonna do? Who's the turn? Rebound penalty zone! And they go straight for the base! And that is a 2-0 for Fnatic Onyx Philippines!
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got
A heartbreaking defeat for TNC. But of course, the road is still long. Still on week number 1. Props and commend TNC Pro Team for giving their hearts out, but they have to bow out against Fnatic Onyx.
That was honestly heartbreaking. At the same time, it kind of gave me a little bit of hope here for this lineup and maybe for the hero. You know, specifically for the Phobias. Maybe there are some situations where you can definitely use that hero.
Yeah.
But in this scenario, winning out that lane against the Harif just definitely was not enough just yet.
Yep, and at the end of the day, it was a super debut for Fnatic Onyx Philippines. Let's hear it out from them. And of course, with our lovely host, Mara Aquino. All right, once again, Fnatic Onyx Philippines winning the first series, their very first match for season 14. An amazing, an incredible, and a fantastic performance. It's definitely a good time to be a Sonic right now.
Oh yeah.
Fnatic Onyx Philippines with a revamped version of this roster takes a sweep against TNC.
I love watching Kirk play here. Honestly, he's a highlight. And as well as, obviously, not just Kirk, right? But the whole of him. The way that Brusco actually held his own against